This is ABC15 Mornings.
Blocking the budget.
I think Senator Sinema is as well.
Opposed to all of them?
Opposed to all three.
The president calling out Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema as Democrats work to reach a deal.
On-set tragedy.
We have two people that were shot accidentally.
A fatal misfire while filming a Hollywood movie.
Rolling up your sleeves again.
All three vaccines will have boosters available.
Millions of Americans are now eligible for another dose of the vaccine.
Time to make those weekend plans.
That's why we do this. I enjoy seeing people having a good time, getting out of the house, enjoying the holiday season.
We show you what's happening around town. But first, we do start with breaking news on this Friday morning. Investigators are taking a closer look at a crash shutting down roads in Phoenix.
Police are blocking off parts of 35th Avenue right now. Traffic being forced off of Grand Avenue. Amelia Fabiano live at the scene. Amelia, what are you finding out?
So we just found out this call came in as a vehicle versus pedestrian. We have not confirmed that from police yet, but we do know that across the street here, we're seeing police specifically investigating what appears to be a truck and a trailer. That is at the corner of 35th Avenue and Grand Avenue here. And I want to show you the major delays this is causing. You can see all of the traffic cones that police have closing down this part of Grand Avenue. This stretches down for miles. We drove down this street a little bit here, and this line of cars stretches down for at least a mile. This is these cars in this line right here. They're headed westbound into the city of Phoenix. So if you're headed this way, it is going to cause you delays as police are investigating what came in as a vehicle versus pedestrian. We're working to confirm those details, what exactly happened, if anyone was hurt. As soon as we'll get those details, we'll pass them along to you. For now, I want to turn things over to Justin Pizzera for more delays happening around the valley.
Yeah, hey, Amelia, you could see those cones behind her, some of those barricades. I mean, that is just an indication that Phoenix police are going to be there for quite some time. And we saw that horrible backup right there on Grand Avenue. As we take a look at the maps, you can see it is red right here. We're told that some of that traffic is being forced off on Indian School. That's why you're seeing some of the yellow there as well. As we kind of zoom out, you can see just how far that backup goes, well past Camelback. So if you do want to avoid this, you're going to have to take some of those major roads, 43rd Avenue, 27th Avenue, and then cut across on maybe Camelback or Osborne, Thomas, to then try to get around that crash there. Let's take a live look right now. This is of course, it's glitchy right now, the 101 and McDonald. There was another incident there where a car actually lost a tire, and the tire bounced into the other lane of traffic. And caused a secondary crash. So you're going to see in the northbound lanes of the Loop 101 at McDonald just the last part of that crash being cleaned up. Really quick look at your desert drive times right now. You pretty much got the green light on the I-10. Thank goodness, right? I-17 looking good as well as the 51. Even in the East Valley, it is smooth sailing on into the city. Allison?
All right, thanks, Justin. At 6:02, let's give you a quick check of that most accurate forecast. Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Allison Rodriguez. Here's a look at what you can expect. We're in for another warm afternoon, but your weekend is looking fantastic. And then we do get a cool down. So there's a payoff at the end of all of this here. But in the meantime, let's look at your hiking planner because all those details are coming up in a few minutes. But here's a look at those hour-by-hour temperatures. You can see we're going to be in the 60s for the next several hours. We get into 9 o'clock. That's when we see those 70s roll around. It's going to be gorgeous right around 10, 11 o'clock later on this morning. So 80s already by 11 a.m. So if you do plan on hitting the trails, if you're going to do that early, probably going to want to grab a sweater. But if you wait a little bit, you're not going to need that. I mean, take a look. 89 degrees for your daytime high today. So as we look at the weekend, I told you it's going to be fantastic. We're taking temperatures down just a notch, but mid 80s tomorrow and Sunday. And then we're tracking our next storm system that will bring the cool down and some other changes. That's going to be on Monday, but we're going to go over the key timing and what changes we're talking about in the full, most accurate forecast. I'll see you then.
Looking forward to that. This just into our ABC 15 newsroom. Pfizer announcing its COVID-19 vaccine is nearly 91% effective at preventing infections for kids between the ages of 5 and 11. As soon as next Tuesday, an independent FDA panel will meet. They will discuss authorizing the Pfizer vaccine for this younger group of kids. And if everything stays on track, this could get approval from the director of the CDC as soon as November 3rd. Well, pediatricians here in the Valley are telling us that they are already setting up vaccine appointments for this younger age group. The 2 doses would be given 21 days apart, and each shot would be about a third of the amount of a typical dose.
New this morning overnight, the CDC director signing off on COVID-19 booster shots for millions of Americans, and those can start as early as right now. This applies to people who received the Moderna shots at least 6 months ago, who are at least 65 years old or at higher risk of contracting the virus because of job or health-related issues, as well as anybody who got the single shot of Johnson & Johnson.
The boosters are really helpful. While the vaccines are working well in preventing severe infections, we are seeing breakthroughs, and we see very clear evidence now that boosters, especially for high-risk individuals, make an enormous difference in reducing those infections.
The CDC director also approving mixing and matching vaccine brands. One study finding those who got the J&J shot saw their antibodies increase 35 times with the Pfizer booster and 76 times with Moderna. Coming up today on Good Morning America, you can hear from CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky. She's going to weigh in on all of this and what was behind her decision.
Well, Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema has been one of the holdouts as Democrats work to pass budget and infrastructure bills. President Joe Biden says he is remaining optimistic. The president speaking at a town hall last night and says it's unlikely corporate tax hikes will be included in the plan because of the opposition from our Arizona senator.
First of all, she's smart as the devil, number one. Number two, she's very supportive of the environmental agenda in my legislation. Very supportive. She's supportive of almost all the things I mentioned relating to everything from family care to all those issues. Where she's not supportive is she says she will not raise a single penny in taxes on the corporate side and/or on wealthy people, period.
The president says he believes Senator Sinema is against including dental, vision, and hearing coverage in Medicare, which is a key priority for progressives. And he says he's working to include an $800 voucher for dental coverage and that he is still negotiating vision coverage.
Right now, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office is looking at charging the activists who confronted Senator Sinema in a bathroom a few weeks ago. This happening at ASU's downtown campus after the senator had left a classroom. ASU police say their investigation into the incident is complete and has now been forwarded to prosecutors.
Leaders in Tempe are moving forward now with plans to rename some parks, streets, and schools named after members of the KKK. The city will now form a special committee to handle this. And these are the impacted landmarks here: Hudson, Harrelson, and Redden Parks, along with Hudson Drive and Hudson Lane. There's also 3 elementary schools in this mix. The city says that they will work with the district on getting those renamed as well.
It's a confrontation seen by millions around the world. An Arizona veteran single-handedly stopping an armed robbery at a Yuma gas station.
That is James Kilser, and we were able to talk with him about what was going through his mind when all of this happened in an instant.
My target and said, that's the one I'm going for. And he took an extra step towards me, towards the counter, and he was in my reach. I hit him in the gun before the keys hit the ground. That's how fast I moved. And I'm a little chubby guy, so I mean, I don't move that fast anymore. I've put on a couple pounds since the Marine Corps.
Well, that's what he thinks. I'm wondering, though, he moved really fast here, right? He says that he's also hoping that the 14-year-old suspect in this case is able to turn his life around after all of this happened.
Next on ABC15 Mornings, tragedy on set, production shutting down after a prop gun used by actor Alec Baldwin misfires, killing one person.
Plus, full tanks, empty wallets, the pain at the pump, it is getting worse. But this morning, we are sharing ways you can still save.
The on-field reunion taking center stage this weekend right here in the Valley.
6-0 Cardinals, yeah, we love that. Facing off against J.J. Watt's former team, the Texans. What he is saying ahead of this matchup.
You can see this traffic crash that Amelia Fabiano's on right now, causing some major road closures. Look at that backup on scene. She's reporting it's going for at least a mile. We have team coverage covering this with our Justin Pizzera, as well as some other delays for that Friday morning commute. Don't go anywhere. Back after this. 12 past the hour. Let's get to some of your top headlines. Production shut down for the rest of the month following a deadly shooting on a movie set. The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office in New Mexico says actor Alec Baldwin was using a prop gun when it misfired, hitting two people. One of them later died from their injuries. Investigators still working to figure out what exactly went wrong here. Rideshare company Lyft releasing its first safety report, which showed that there's been more than 4,100 reported sex assaults between 2017 and 2019. The majority were reported by riders, about 38% by drivers and 10% by third parties like law enforcement. Buckingham Palace confirming Queen Elizabeth was hospitalized Wednesday night for preliminary investigations. That's all they're saying. Officials say the 95-year-old was back at her desk at Windsor Castle doing light work on Thursday. This week, the Queen canceled a trip to Northern Ireland after her medical team advised her to get some rest. A Consumer Financial Protection Bureau wants to know how big tech is using our information right now. The agency issuing orders to Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Google to explain the data they collect. Payment processors like Square and PayPal could also face similar questioning.
Well, gas prices, we don't have to tell you, you know they are up, and by more than $1 a gallon compared to the same time last year, hitting the highest prices we've seen in 7 years. But we're learning that there are some things that we can all do to save at least a little money.
Check your tire's air pressure. If a tire is underinflated, has lower pressure, it has a higher rolling resistance, the tire has to work much harder to get down the road.
And here's something else he's sharing. Try to maintain a consistent speed when you're driving and get rid of any unnecessary items in or outside of your car because it makes it heavier. Finally, gas stations further away from major highways usually offer lower prices.
ABC 15 Desert Drive Time, sponsored by Accident Law Group.
The time right now is 6:14. If you were headed out the door in central Phoenix and you take Grand Avenue, heads up, it is slow going this morning. This is a live look, 35th Avenue and Grand Avenue. You can see just how far this backup stretches. This traffic headed into downtown Phoenix this morning. We believe that there is a car pedestrian crash right there. That's what the reports are. So police blocking off this area. It's indicated that it's going to be for quite some time because they're going to be putting up barricades. So let's take a look at the maps right here. This is the area of that crash. As we go in, you can actually see all of that red right there, all of those people trying to get into downtown Phoenix. As we pull out just a little bit, you can see that backup stretching well past Camelback this morning. So it is going to take you a little bit of time to get around this crash. Taking a look at the 303 near the 17, the sun just starting to come up. I actually just wanted to show you the shot because it's pretty. We just need something nice on your Friday, right?
I like that.
I mean, come on, it's Friday, it's the weekend. Thankfully, the 10, the 17, the 51, they're green this morning. Out in the East Valley as well, traffic is looking pretty smooth.
You know, great minds think alike. I actually put this up for you guys as well, our South Mountain camera.
Aren't you great?
Isn't this nice? Look at this. We're getting the glow, that orange kind of pinky glow from the sun. Now, it's not up just yet. That official sunrise is at 6:39 this morning, so we still have a little bit to go, about 30 minutes or so, 20 minutes or so. Got to do quick math there. But yeah, I just thought that was really nice. Now, let's look at those temperatures across the state. We do have some freezing cold spots this morning, including Flagstaff to the Grand Canyon. Look, we're at 26 in Window Rock, 30s right now in Heber through Sholo out to Prescott, 40s in Payson and Kingman, 50s in Sedona. We've got 50s in Bullhead City and Quartzsite as well, 62 right now in Lake Havasu City. We're seeing some 60s this morning in places like Glendale and Tempe, Fountain Hills too. Queen Creek, we're at 60 there, 50s right now otherwise in places like Gilbert, Chandler through Ahwatukee, Levine, 58 in Peoria, 57 in Surprise and Buckeye. Now, we are going to be warming as we get into the afternoon. Many of those spots I just mentioned in the West Valley hitting 90 for a daytime high today. 89 just below that in Glendale, 89 in Scottsdale and Tempe through Ahwatukee, 88 in Apache Junction, but more 90s through Gilbert, Chandler, out to Maricopa and Mesa as well. Now we're going to see 90 for a high in Gila Bend, out to Yuma, upper 80s for us along the western portions of our state, 80 in Kingman with upper 60s in the Grand Canyon, mid 60s in Flagstaff, and we've got 70s today in Prescott through Sedona and Payson as well. Low 70s in Heber and Sholo up to Window Rock today. Now here's a look at futurecast winds. Things are going to start really calm, but breezy conditions are going to start to kick up in the northern half of our state. We'll stay fairly calm today, but as we get into tomorrow, you'll notice more areas are going to see those winds pick up, and as a matter of fact, a little stronger. So breezy air conditions tomorrow afternoon out to our east, down to our south and southeast as well, but we'll stay fairly calm as we go in through Saturday and Sunday. Monday is when we're expecting some changes to come our way. So breezy conditions Monday, slight rain chance as we track our next storm system coming our way. You are going to notice, though, first our temperatures are going to drop a little bit as we get to Saturday and Sunday. Same thing will happen up to the north in Flagstaff as we look at our 7-day forecast in both these areas here. And then Monday, that's when those changes start. So breezy conditions here in the valley, windy conditions up to the north with rain chances Monday and Tuesday. And then we're going to start to rebound and warm up as we get into Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to talk about those changes and that storm system in your Super 7-Day coming up in our next half hour.
Looking forward to that. And you know what? She just gave us reasons to get outdoors. The forecast looks really nice for the weekend. And there are so many things to do to enjoy your time outside.
Here's Josh Ruggiero with this week's Things to Do Roundup.
Pumpkins, small carnival rides, and funnel cake fries. You'll find all three at the Halloween Town Pumpkin Patch in Mesa. It opens today near the Loop 202 in Alma School Road. It runs through Halloween. They also have carnival games and a straw maze.
That's why we do this. Like, I enjoy seeing people having a good time, getting out of the house, enjoying the holiday season. I don't know about you, but I love Halloween, man.
It's $5 to get in, plus additional costs for food, games, and rides. There are 2 Dia de los Muertos celebrations happening this weekend. Also known as Day of the Dead, the Mexican holiday is a way to honor one's ancestors. One event will be held Saturday and Sunday at the Mesa Arts Center with performances, music, and food. Another will be held Sunday at Steel Indian School Park in Phoenix with mask making, a community altar, and other activities. Both events are free to get in. Tonight and tomorrow, the Desert Botanical Garden will be decorated with festive lights and pumpkins for its seasonal Strange Garden event. That event is included with regular garden admission. You can find details on these events and much more at abc15.com/things-to-do.
All right, so no excuses, and we want to see your pictures. Send them to share at abc15.com. All right, Las Vegas may be known for gambling, but it looks like New Jersey is now the sports betting capital. It's the first state to surpass the $1 billion mark for monthly sports wagers. A lot of this money comes from people crossing into the state to place bets using apps too, like FanDuel and DraftKings. Right now, 28 states and Washington, D.C. allow online sports betting, including, of course, Arizona. Sports betting can bring in big dollars for governments, but it does come with an increased risk of gambling addiction.
Always more research that can be done, that it's a cause of problematic gambling, but it's certainly something where, I mean, if I'm getting alerts on my phone all the time that there's a new wager, it can be a potential trigger for somebody who's in recovery.
And just this week, the NFL did launch a responsible betting awareness campaign.
Well, Sunday, the Arizona Cardinals will face off against the Houston Texans, and this will be the first time J.J. Watt will take on the team he played for 10 years.
Yeah, but you know what? He says he's not worried.
For 10 years, I've looked at that film, and I've been watching the team in blue and white. And now I'm watching it from the other perspective, and I'm studying those guys. So it's definitely different, but I don't think I'm going to forget which guy I'm supposed to tackle, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, I love this. Okay, so you might remember this because he played a huge role in getting J.J. Watt here. DeAndre Hopkins also played for the Texans. The Cardinals, they are an 18-point favorite, so we're hoping to keep this undefeated streak alive. Kickoff happens at 1:25 Sunday afternoon at State Farm Stadium.
Yeah, we can't wait here. I love that. He's got such a great attitude,
doesn't he? And it's fun to watch him on social media. It's hilarious.
He's awesome. Hey, coming up at 6:44, tough choices. The drought here out west showing no signs of letting up, and that means some difficult decisions for Arizona farmers who are already in survival mode.
At 6:25, the video game with a truly unique focus, how the creators are hoping it shapes to help the youngest players.
Health insurance enrollment is coming up soon. I'm investigator Joe Ducey with how to get a low-cost plan or even one with no monthly premium.
And at 6:47, Allison Rodriguez is going to break down that Super 7-day forecast. As we get ready for a weekend, beautiful look outside, by the way. Look at that sunrise as we're starting to see the yellows and oranges in the sky. Great morning to be here in Arizona. Don't go anywhere. We're back right after this.
.625 on this morning's bulletin board. Explore the city and see some incredible art. This could be a really great idea for maybe a date night. Phoenix just launched a new interactive map online helping users find different art pieces around the city. And it features more than 200 projects on underpasses, along canals, and on pedestrian bridges. You'll even find works of art right there inside Sky Harbor Airport. Each one comes with a description, information about the piece and the artist. To see it, just head to phoenix.gov/arts, and that's your Friday morning bulletin board.
The world's largest movie theater chain, hoping to make films more accessible, AMC is adding movie showings with on-screen captioning. There's going to be available ones at theaters across the country, including right here in Arizona. The goal is to improve the experience for people who have hearing loss or who are hearing impaired.
Well, a new nonviolent video game is hoping to teach kids empathy and also better listening skills. It's called Rainbow Billy.
You play the character of Billy, who embarks on a journey with friends to be able to recolor these islands and bring back peace and harmony to the world. It's a video game that we wanted to make that highlighted inclusivity, diversity, positivity, and to make everyone feel good during these dark times.
Okay, well, there you have it. The creators also say it's likely the first empathy-focused video game.
Next at 6:30, health insurance enrollment just around the corner for many. Coming up, how you can save even getting a plan with no monthly premium.
And major delays heading into Phoenix this morning on Grand Avenue. I have brand new confirmed information on what's causing it. I'll have that answer from police coming up at 6:30. Supply chain issues impacting just about everything lately, and that includes your child's school lunch. I'll show you how districts across the valley are adjusting.
And your biking forecast shows what a great day it's going to be. Now this afternoon, it's still going to be warm, but a cool down is coming. Details in your Super 7 Day next.